Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to an away days TFA with a completely different setup and a microphone on top of my water bottle. Yes, this is what you call an away day setup at its finest. But we are here to talk about FC26 today and this week. FC27, of course. You guys know the reason I'm here. We're in Vancouver getting ready to test FC27. I'm super excited to share a whole bunch of content with you guys, behind the scenes, first look stuff of FC27 later on this week. But before we get there, we have some news about FC27 and FC26 at the same time, because EA dropped something yesterday that is an absolute throwback. Back in old FIFAs, there were features where you could import your club to a website and it would automatically tell you so many things. Like if you had a handful of bronzes or silver cards that were selling for 10,000 easy coins in your club, you could easily just sell those after loading them up on that website. Or you could easily complete a challenge SBC back when SBCs were actually challenging with chemistry and stuff like that. Or let's say EA dropped a new SBC and it made gold English center backs go up in price. You could just check your club to see if you had any of those that were selling for a good amount of coins, and you could easily sell them. It was one of the most helpful tools that you could use alongside of your Ultimate Team. And EA confirmed yesterday that it is coming back. And it's going to come back in an even bigger and better way as well, because they've already mentioned a couple of things like evolutions. This could be the fix to what I think is one of the biggest problems with Evos in this game, is the fact that you can't figure out your chains after you've evoed them. And I think that might be one of the untold features that is incoming in FC27. So we're going to talk about that today, and of course look forward to a Tuesday of footies content, which really, content for this footies week 1 has just been okay. I know we mention the pack grind in every single video, but it's the truth. We need that pack grind. At least Evos are still kind of cooking. But let's discuss everything today, guys. If you're excited for this one, drop a thumbs up with the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, if it looks like I'm looking up, it's because I am. I mean, this TV is right up here, and well, I can't move it, so yeah, sorry about that. But let's go on to look at yesterday's content by starting off in objectives, where we do have the new Gauntlet, which I probably won't get done this week until the weekend, if I'm being completely honest. We have a Gauntlet bonus and a regular Gauntlet. Let's start with the bonus. You got 100 footies tokens and 84.5. It's basically just packs and 125 footies tokens there. All you have to do in this, by the way, is win one match in a single round twice, and the rest are just play and score. So you can just get 125 tokens from this and get a few objectives done in the footies Gauntlet objective without having to go for 3 in a row if you don't want to. If you do want to go for 3 in a row or get perfect rounds in this Gauntlet, then you can get the footies Gauntlet objective done, which as a group reward does give this Tomori card, who looks okay but needs an Evo at this stage of the game. 93 pace, 94 physicality. We've got a lot of center back Evos that are taking us to 96 or 97 in those stats. But we do get an Evo with the overall group reward of the Gauntlet. It's called Pink Heritage, max 96 left mid left wing Evo. You do see some good stat boost there. That Nico Williams going to 96 shooting, 97 dribbling. It gives finesse shot, rapid, 5-star skills. Like, look at that, up to, wow, plus 35 finishing positioning. So it's a big stat boost for sure, but it's all about the stat caps, and they do look pretty decent. Let's go, you know what, let's check out this Insigne. What's he do? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Wait, what's this Gakpo do? Oh, okay. That's a cracking Evo. It does take a bit of work because you have to get the whole Gauntlet done, obviously. I haven't even Evo'd Anthony Gordon. Wow, that takes him up +1 pace as well. Okay, you know what? That is a banger Evo. What about Rio and Gamoa? 98 pace, 96 shooting, 97 dribbling. Yeah, that is a very, very nice Evo. Okay, that makes Gauntlet kind of worth playing. The Tomori, not so much. The Evo, for sure. Of course, inside of this as well, you got more packs, you got more tokens. A 90 plus times 5. Score 1 goal in 8 separate matches for a 91 by 5. Then an 88 plus pick for a perfect round and a 90 by 6. Holy, now I know you can only get 8 of these 10 done, but man, they even upped the ante on some of these packs. An 89-2 and a 90 by 5 for scoring in 12. Wow, okay, yeah. Actually, you know what? I will be playing Gauntlet this week 100% because that is freaking legit. Okay, the other objective that we had yesterday, I may have gone past it, or maybe it was in milestones. It's called Chime Challenge. Sounds like a hashtag ad. Where is it at? Campaign? This Chime Challenge is definitely a hashtag ad, wherever it is. Sort by default, sort by priority, seasonal. There it is. Chime challenge. I don't know what chime is, but I'm going to figure it out. You get some TIFOs, some stadium themes, an 84x4, 10,000 coins, and another 10,000 coins with the group reward being, I don't know. Wait, does that say crossbar challenge? Okay, that's a minor detail for being completely honest, but the gauntlet and objectives looks sick. Now let's keep it moving by going and looking at yesterday's Evo content, which is called Cultured Commander. Max 95 center back Evo, which like we looked at with the Tamori, he only has 94 physical. This Evo gives you 96 defending and physical both. It does give some dribbling boost as well, and even a passing boost, but a lot of the cards that you and I probably have that you're putting into these Evos may not get much of a boost there. The weak foot goes to 5-star, and it does give some playstyle plus boost only up to 4. So, I mean, it does take Van de Ven up to a 96 there, which isn't the worst. What if I put this on a 94 rated like Maldini Team of the Year? That takes him up to a 96 as well. So maybe not the best, but if you need to get somebody to 96 defensive or physical, like this Busquets for me once he's done in his Evo, that might be the Evo to put him in. Or, actually, you know what? It might be a decent one for Joe Scally, because as a 96 rated card, you're not out of the woods for Evos. There's still other evolutions that you could fit into. Now, let's go to SBCs, where we had the Doppelgangers SBC. I think this one is just... it's kind of fun and cool content. Am I going to do it and Evo these cards? Maybe not. But you've got Ibrahimovic, you've got Maldini, and you've got Eto'o in here. Etienne Eto'o. I think Maldini might be the best card out of all of these, especially if you would want to play Daniel Maldini in center back next to his dad, Paolo Maldini. That would actually be pretty sick. So you can do that, of course, with this SBC here. They're pretty cheap, just 90 rated squads, but you need to Evo them. So they're 95 rated. You put them into Evos, you get the stats boosted, and it is a good time. Not crazy, but I guess fun, right? The player picks, on the other hand, were not super fun yesterday. We go backwards. We go 1 of 5, but it's an 83 plus player pick, and then the 82 plus 5 of 10. I've been skipping the 5 of 10s. I just put all my gold comments into the 80 plus times 5 instead of doing those 5 of 10 picks. But I'm not even doing the 83 plus picks now either. I will be focusing on the 84 by 2s still, because I like getting 2 cards out of it instead of just 1. Now, I want to take a look at SBC fodder. You're like, Nate, SBC fodder in late July. Why are we talking about this? Well, if you had 95, 96, or 97, I guess it's just 95 and 96 is not 97. But if you had those high rateds just chilling in your transfer list like I did, some of these I packed from store packs and stuff like that in the past few weeks, we get kicked out of Ultimate Team. The servers here in Vancouver are not good, contrary to what you would think, at least from my experience playing in hotels. But 95 rated, and we can pull over to Footbin to take a look at this. 95s and 96 rated are actually going up in price. Take a look at Footbin here. You've got 94s even at 17K, 95s at 17K, and 96s at 17,000 coins. I saw somebody tweet about Lanzini going for 17K, and I was like, wait, what? All these footies were minimum price, which he is minimum price as a 96 rated at 17K. He's a bad example. Actually, did they upgrade his minimum price range to 17K? Is that what happened with the footies? I think that's because he was below that. Yeah, he was. So wait a second. This is an EA situation here. Price range updates on Lanzini in the 96 rated. Let me take a look at this. Let me confirm that all of these 96 footies, yeah, 17,500 coin minimum price. Is that what happened here? Puerta. Okay, no, these cards are still selling for 15 to 16,000 coins as 94 rated. Like this, Lissandro Martinez was not selling for 17K like yesterday. No, he was 13,000 coins. So, interesting. That's what's going on there with those cards. The footies minimum prices went up. That's why those moved. Weird. But it does look like 94s and 95s have moved up a little bit on some of the cards that were like 13, 12,000 coins beforehand. So that's why I have some of those on my transfer list, and that's why I shout that today, just because you might have some of those cards on your transfer list as well, and you can just list them up for some free money, like Mazraoui. That's what I was about to do before the game crashed, just listing them up for 18,000 coins. I don't know, maybe he goes to like 25K at some point, but those festival footballs are allowable in SBC, so that's why I think they're moving up a little bit more than others. Now, let's take a look at the footies card prices really quick too, just a quick market roundup. These have dropped a little bit more. Am I investing? No. Kind of as we talked about in yesterday's video, this team doesn't interest me that much because we're going to have another team of footies and it's probably going to be better. It's going to bring new cards that people will have attention towards to Evo instead of these. Maybe a couple cards from this team will move up. Maybe a Kyle Walker. Like Kyle Walker would be the one that I'd be halfway interested in. Maybe Harry Maguire as well. Bonus points for a 96 rated if it's a meta card because it's still evolvable. But yeah, I really don't want to invest in these cards too much. The 99s though, just keep moving. Like I've been traveling all day yesterday, getting into today, and I didn't even notice that this Nico Williams was up to 940,000 coins. That is bananas. I bought this dude for 650 like 3 days ago. I have my Mikel Marinos that I bought in the 500k range. I have Cucurella's that I bought for under 500k. I sold Oyarzabal, I think, too early. These cards are just flying. So with some of the 99s that you do have, just keep riding the wave, man. Just keep riding the wave. Look, 543 from Reno, and now he's 725,000. Maybe these would dip a little bit with new footies cards coming in and being announced, which last Tuesday, today was the day that we had footies cards from Team 1 leak. So that could happen for this Team 2. We will just have to see. But those cards are doing the best in the market, and I would still highly recommend trading with those because they only go one way, and that is up. Now, we kind of already touched on this, but if you take a look at the front page of Footbin, you're going to see that minimum prices have been downgraded for a lot of cards. Mbappe, only 45k. Hullet, 105,000 coins. Lamine Yamal, 15. And Ronaldo, 39,000 coins. I still have a couple of these, like Suarez, who I had packed on the weekend and was trying to list up at minimum price. Oh my goodness, we just sold Nico Williams for 947. Crazy. We were just talking about him. Anyways, I'm still listing up some of these cards that have minimum prices that are still above like 12,000. The chances of them selling are slim, but you might as well at least, especially if they're a big name player like some of them that are on the front page of Footbin here, the Mbappe, the Hullet and stuff like that, you might as well list those up. Maybe you will get some sales on like this Ronaldo at 39k just because people want to Evo him, and it's that Ronaldo, and he has been made cheaper because of the minimum price ranges being lowered. But I guess whenever they lowered those price ranges, they also messed up the footies price ranges and made them all 17k minimum. Price range updates, man, been inconsistent for years. That feels like it's on the list every single year to ask EA about to make better. Nothing ever happens because they still get messed up. They're late. So many different problems with the price ranges. It needs to be a real person and not a computer, in my opinion, but then it would even take more time. But let's get to the main topic of discussion of today's video, guys, and it really revolves around this tweet from EA themselves. They said, today we're introducing FC Community API, which if you don't know what this is basically the import your club feature from other websites in the past. Now, before this, it was technically illegal. People got banned for having this because it was an extension. You weren't able to do it, even though it was super duper duper helpful, right? Now it is going to be officially partnering with EA. These websites, FootGG right now and FootWiz have it, and there's potentially going to be more to come as well, because Footbin referenced something at the launch of FC26 that there might be something connectivity-wise with EA during FC26, so it may be coming back there as well, but that's coming, I say coming back because that's where it was originally. That's the OG site for the imports and stuff like that. But why is this such a big deal, and why does this deserve a video title, and why are we talking about this? Well, you can connect your account to EA through these sites, and you will get so many insights on your club. We've already seen this start to take shape with the Stats Hub beta that EA kind of just put out in the last couple of weeks. If you go to the EA Stats Hub, I just Googled it. I did EA Game Stats Hub, and it pulled up. I signed into my EA account. You can see your rivals, your squad battles, and your foot champs, your form, your win ratio, how many goals you've scored, and stuff like that. A lot more statistical analysis is possible now, but also looks like heading into the future with FC27. And that's really where this API update is going to become really interesting. One of the things that I think this is going to solve, that it doesn't explicitly say right now in this big paragraph, but one of the things I think it's going to solve is the fact that when you go into the game and you see a sick Evo card, of a player that you're like just spamming evos on throughout the course of the year. Like this 95 rated, still in progress of being evoed, Sergio Busquets was an end of an era SBC early on in the year. I don't remember all the evos that I put on this card. I could go do the undo evo feature one at a time and figure it out, but like I want to see the chain, you know, and then I want to be able to see how that upgraded the card when I did it and stuff like that. It's just great for keeping track of your evos, and I think that's where this is headed. Now, it doesn't say that in here, right? It doesn't really even say how it's going to like be helpful for us as a community, but we know how this import your club sort of thing has worked before, and it's giving all your information in here. Like it talks about your tactics, your squads, your evolutions, and then of course other stats as well that your players have. So this is going to be huge. I think the biggest thing with it is, since it's going to bring in the stats of your players and it's going to bring the value of your players that you bought them for as well, this goes back to what I was mentioning in the beginning of the video. The whole reason that an import like this was super popular back in the day was because, let's say you had random bronze cards in your club that were selling for like 4,000 or 5,000 coins. You could just go sell them, and like you would have no idea that Barbara Lopez was in your club and maybe selling for like 5,000 coins, and she was a super popular Evo. But then you'd be able to import your club, you'd be able to see that, and you'd be able to sell the card, right? That was probably the best use of those old import your club situations, just to make the easy coins off of stuff like that. But nowadays with the Evos and all of the other sometimes confusing parts that are of this game, syncing your club through API to a website like that, and then putting it in the hands of the website with all of the stats and analysis that this gives the websites the opportunity to create content and give us more information about our clubs than ever before. This is basically EA trusting the websites with our club's information, and then we get to see a whole bunch more stats because of it. And EA themselves, this is Jamie, FutAccountant, tweeting about this. I saw multiple EA employees on the timeline yesterday talking about this. They said, super excited, been a long time coming, and there's so much more to come in the future. I'm guessing he's talking about with the EA and the websites like FutGG, FutWiz, and then of course FutBin connecting, syncing things, clubs. You know, it says right there, syncing your squads, your evolutions, your players, your tactics, and your stats. So like, what is to come of this? Honestly, the sky is the limit. There's things that we can't even understand right now that makes this such a big deal for the future, probably related more so to FC27. And if there is stuff related to Ultimate Team where this sort of club connection, I don't know what it's going to be called, Club Connect, maybe there'll be some specific verbiage for it, maybe there won't be. But if there is stuff in the pitch notes or in any of the things that I am able to learn this week about FC27, I will definitely be sharing that with you guys as I can, because that's a pretty big deal in my opinion. I know that it may seem like I'm rambling, and especially if you guys didn't play FC a few years back, FIFA it was then, when the import things were going on. This is like probably FIFA 15 through FIFA 20 where it was very popular. It was a pretty big deal, and it was super duper duper helpful, and I think it's going to be that and even more in the future. So that's honestly the biggest talking point from today for the video, guys, is the fact that that is out now. You can use it on those other websites, and more websites to come, I believe, as well. So that is super dope. Is that another Yap Stam Winter Wildcards? I think it may be duplicate. Yep, O'Sullivan, Shaw, and Stam. Okay, I got one more pack to open. It's an 88 by 3. And then what I want to do is talk about Tuesday content today, which actually, guys, last week on Tuesday is when the 99 rateds came out in packs. It's been a week. It seems like it's been longer, but also it doesn't seem that long at the very same time. And also last week we had Unai Simon's SBC. So I don't think today on Tuesday is going to be as good of a day as it was last week. But you know, hopefully we can get something fun today. First of all, in terms of something fun, those were the last of the 88 by 3s, unless I haven't done them yet for today actually, or yesterday I mean. No, I haven't. Okay, the 88 by 3 is expiring today, and I think what we had before this was the 87 by 5. So I would imagine the 87 by 5 is going to come back. I like the 87 by 5. I also don't mind the 88 by 3. I just don't necessarily like turning in 2 squads for the 88 by 3, and I think the 87 by 5 was just 1 squad. That would be a huge perk of that one there. So watch out for this expiring today, and then of course a new pack replacing it. Also, the 95 plus pick that we had last Tuesday is expiring, and I hope that one refreshes. That one is a must complete, guys. The 95 plus UEFA winners are Todd's pick. You're like, Nate, who cares about UEFA winners and Todd's cards at this stage of the game? Well, UEFA winners can be evoed now, crazy enough to say, is 96 rated. This is just a great place to put all of your extra high rated fodder that you're getting from all the 85 10s, the 84 10s, and the Footies pack grind that is out there. So definitely look out for those two SBCs today. We're still awaiting some other player SBCs that have been leaked in regards to Footies player SBCs, because we're getting one every single day. Also, Evos, we're getting a daily Evo on this game as well. Other than that, don't think there's a whole lot else to look forward to today, but I do think that we will start to get leaks for Team 2 of Footies. That is probably the main thing to be watching out for. And the most curious thing that I'll be looking out for is who are the 99s, because that's kind of like the chase, right? And the 98's Latan this week as well, as we get a Team of the Year walkout animation. This never gets old. This literally never gets old. Oh, it's an honorable mentions? See, I didn't see it because it's, yeah. Okay, I'm going to skip it. Have I packed Team of the Year honorable mentions yet? Gianni, evidently not. Watch out for the leaks today. That's kind of what I was getting at there, because I do think those could be coming out today. Other than that, it's the SBCs and the Evos for our day on Tuesday today. Make sure you keep an eye on my Instagram story and maybe a tweet or two as well. I'll try to post what I can inside the FC27 Inside Look event today that I will be able to go to. And guys, literally, I wish I could show you. The camera wouldn't show it, but we are in downtown Vancouver, and BC Place, where there were just World Cup games, there's still World Cup signs and stuff right there. Like, I can literally see the Jumbotron inside of the stadium through the walls of this. Insane, bro. I wish the Whitecaps were in town. I think it's MLS All-Star Week, so Thomas Muller's not around, but I would love to watch Thomas Muller kick about through the windows there or something like that. I don't know if I'd even be able to see the field, but I can see the Jumbotron. Last 84 by 10 that I want to open right now. And then, you know what I'll also try to do just for some fun? is I'll try to sell some of these 99s at the EA headquarters today so that I can say that I profited at the EA headquarters, because that's always a fun thing to do. Last year I was selling cards for profit, like the 99 rated women's Euro players. I think it was the Arsenal women's team players that I was selling and making money on. And then before that, when I was here the first year, it was the PTG cards and the team and tournament cards from the Euros and Copa America. Always got to make some profit. And I don't know, just a funny little thing to say when you're making profit and working the market when you're actually at EA Sports FIFA HD Vancouver, Canada, the home of FC point sales. Not here though. Not here. All right, guys, that's enough yap from me. I will see you guys in a video tomorrow. Keep an eye on my socials for tweets and stuff like that. And hopefully we have some really cool stuff incoming this week and in the next couple weeks related to FC27 from here in Vancouver. Love you guys, man. Appreciate you. And I will see you in a video tomorrow. It's been Nate, TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.